or of making money online from high ticket sales. So obviously I'm in the backyard right now, right? My family, they're making tons of noise. The house is kind of big, but like my brother's in the basement, mom is like walking around, and my dad is upstairs. Like there's literally no one, we're nowhere I can go where they don't hear me, right? So I'm freezing my ass off here right now, but that's Canada, right? Anyways, what it was like on my offer today, it was still pretty the same, right? Pretty good. I had a high pickup rate. It's just a lot of people are financial DQs, unfortunately. I only got like three bookings. Yesterday I got like five. We'll see how these closes go because like almost all of my calls are happening tomorrow now, and they're all very good calls. Like people with money and high intention on like buying stuff. So that's good. One of the biggest things was that like I learned today was two things. One, the idea of opening the door, getting what you need, and closing the door. What do I mean by this? A lot of the time on my sales calls, you know, I'll repeat things, right? Like I'll go in the same loop. Like for example, I'll get someone over the limiting belief, and then midway in the conversation, I'll go back to the handling that limiting belief, even though I handled it, right? So if you experience like if you're in sales and you know what I'm talking about, you'll probably get it. But it's a very common thing for me to go back to the same thing, and it's like a loop, and the combo repeats, and it's kind of weird, right? So, um, hmm. I guess that being said, like the main thing and like how I figured this out was through my mock today. I do mocks like every day for my closing calls, right? Like because I'm trying to be a closer in a few months, and my goal is definitely to become that. So I need to practice that every day, right? While I'm doing settings. So for like about an hour, I practice with someone. They're a closer. I practice with closers. It's like it's a role play like a mock. One person acts like a prospect, one person acts like a sales rep, and it's like a real conversation, like a real sales call, but like it's not actually real, right? It's fake. It's just practice. So they just got to act like a prospect, and I act like a sales rep. That being said, the biggest thing I learned from him, and he actually said this, is like opening the door, right? So you open up the limiting belief, you start talking about that, you handle it, or not even handle the limiting belief. You open up the idea of why now they want to do it. You get the information on why now they want to do it, and then you close the door, and then yeah, that's it. So you open it, grab what you need, and close the door. This idea, honestly, I tried implementing today. It kind of worked, but again, I got to get better at implementing this. But I've seen this with a lot of my calls where I'll dive into unnecessary things and things I've already dived into, and I bring it back, which makes the combo weird, which turns off the sales rep and brings up sales resistance, which also makes them skeptical. And then on the call, they're like, okay, what's all these questions for, right? Like, what do you mean? Like, why are we talking about this? So that's kind of what it is. I think getting better at that would honestly make a difference. And I think for me to get better at that, I need to be sharper, asking the right questions, and just implementing this idea on getting what I need and also listening and remembering things, right? I think that's huge. So, yeah, I guess that being said, the second big thing I learned today was, and this actually worked for me, it's saying no to friends, right? I actually saw this Instagram reel where it was like, saying no to friends is like one of the biggest things that's gonna change you, right? And it's kind of crazy. Like the concept of saying no to friends is so like when you read that or say that, it's so like it's like yeah, that's easy. You can say no to anyone, right? But like for today, I got called outside, right? I got called to my friends. They wanted to call me and they wanted to hang out with me. And the biggest thing was that they obviously, they wanted to hang out with me. I wanted to hang out with them as well, right? Because again, I don't like these friends, but like again, I do want to hang out, right? I guess I'm used to that because it can be fun, but I also don't like feeling like an idiot, and that's what I feel like them when I'm beside them, right? Not because they make fun of me, but because like literally they're losers as well, right? And who you have around you is going to determine the type of person you are. So that's the thing. Nothing more true than that. That is like so true. And when you actually experience it, you will understand of the people around you thingy. But I guess that being said, like, um, I genuinely wanted to go when they called me, but I started praying, I started thinking, and I was like, you know what? Like, honestly, if I say no to these guys and I just lock in for work, I know it's going to be worth it. It's going to suck, but I'm going to be proud of myself, right? So I said no, right? Like I was like, no, it was hard to do, but what that did was allow me to put in more work, which got me 2 more bookings. And I honestly feel proud that I put in the work because, bro, I just love it because if you have friends, you'll understand. Obviously, you have friends if you're watching this. If you don't, what are you doing with your life? But it's just honestly the crazy thing is, bro, you'll have friends, right? You don't like like when I go hang out with them, I regret it, right? I'm like, oh shit, I wish I didn't hang out with these guys. But I keep making the same mistake because there's two sides of my brain. It's I want to hang out with them, but I know it's wrong to hang out with them, right? And the crazy thing is, the more silent you are beside these guys, the less you hang out with them, the less you talk with them, the less Instagram reels you send them, the less whatever, right? The more distance you are and the less communicative you are with them, and the less you see them, the more they want to be around you. It's like the less you give it, the less you give a shit, or the more you don't give a shit, the more they actually care. It's crazy. This analogy is just so crazy and so true because with my friends, there would be a lot of like there was a few times I wouldn't talk to anyone for like 2 weeks, and then I'll come back, and they'll act so different. Yo, I haven't seen you in so long, bro. Why are you looking so good? Whatever. But when you start hanging out with them the next day and the day after, that nice persona starts going away. They start getting comfortable. They start talking to you more and more. And then that's when like they start treating you like shit and then they don't respect you, right? So the less you hang out with these guys, because I have one friend, for example, I'm not going to give his name, but let's just call him Sam, okay? Sam doesn't really hang out with most people, but like everyone loves him, right? Why does everyone love him? Why does everyone want to be around him constantly, right? Because he doesn't talk to people majority of the time. People go to him to talk, right? They go to him. He doesn't go to them. So I really want to master this and truly just lock in and not see anyone for so long. When they actually do see me, they treat me differently, right? Like, yo, bro, I haven't seen you in forever. Yo, like, how are you doing? Like, you look so good. Like, I assume you're making money, whatever. They just treat you with more respect, bro, because I think being too comfortable with friends stops the level of respect, right? Because the more comfortable you are with someone, the less level of respect there's gonna be, right? So what is that like? You have a friend, like this probably happened. When you just meet someone, you probably don't make fun of them, you probably don't talk to them like how you talk to other people. You're just being normal, right? Like, hey man. But when you become closer with that guy, the more when you start making fun of them, the more, and again, that's not a bad thing, but if you want to keep a high authority frame and not have losers like this actually distract you and cause you to because like me personally, I hate getting fucking treated like a loser, because I've been treated like that my whole life, right? My whole life I've been treated like that, right? My whole life I've been treated as I'm not good at anything and I've been treated like a loser. Again, I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna go into oh my lifestyle is so bad, whatever. I'm not a crying YouTuber like Logan Paul when he showed the Japan shit, but or David Dobrik when he did other stupid things like he does. But the main thing is being that the more you focus on yourself and become something with yourself, the more they want to be like you, the more they want to be closer to me, the more they want to hang out with you. So me personally, I don't message anyone anymore. Like I literally don't message people at all. Reels I don't send as much anymore. I don't have social media like 90% of the time. I recently downloaded it. I gotta delete it again. But like that being said, like imagine you lock in for 4 months. You become actual success. You actually become successful, and all those people who were shit talking you, all those people who were always like, look, this guy's a loser. I don't have shit with my life, but I'm just gonna make fun of this guy. Imagine when you actually make it up there and you haven't seen them in so long, they're gonna treat you like a king. Yo, bro, like, what do you actually do? Like, wow, whatever. And I see this with most people. I won't see someone for so long, right, in a friend group, and when I see them again, they'll act so different. But like 2 days later, because I hanged out with them for 2 days straight, boom, they'll switch up. They'll be like, no one gives a shit. They'll start talking to you less. They'll start doing things less with you. So back to the Sam thing, like my friend Sam, he literally, that's not actually his name, but those who like are actually close with him will understand what I'm saying. People actually want to talk to this guy 90% of the time, and like people are like, yo, how are you doing? Yo, I miss this guy, bro. He's so good. I wish I could be like him. They say that because he doesn't talk to others, and that builds a bit of a gap, which gets people interested, and they're like, oh, I want to be beside this guy. That's why girls find it attractive when a guy is mysterious. because it builds a higher authority frame. It's like, hey, I have this entire story behind me, right? And I'm not with you constantly, so it's up to you if you want to be a part of the story or not. And 90% of the time, they're gonna be want to be in that story because they're gonna be curious, right? So it's just this psychology. I think mastering this and learning how to say no to friends. Like today, I'm so thankful I said no. At first, I was like, I really wanted to go, but now I was like, yes, I was thankful, bro. So that's kind of the biggest thing. It's just really saying no to people and also grabbing the information you like in sales. So what we learned today, sales, grabbing what you need, taking that and then throwing it out, or like not throwing it out. What am I saying? Opening the door, grabbing what you need, and closing the door. And it's also saying no to people, right? Keeping an authority frame, and that also improves your sales calls. That improved my sales call today. I had a guy talking about um I need money. Oh no, what the fuck am I saying? I'm tired as hell. It's like 10:30 p.m. right now. But basically, what this guy was saying was, dude, like, what is this actually like? You're asking me to invest in something I don't even have. I kept the authority frame. I'm like, dude, if you don't have that money, I'm not gonna help you. Like, we literally can't help you. We only help serious people. Instead of trying to like objection handle that or whatever, I was like, bro, if we can't help you, we can't help you. Is that some and building that authority frame and being like, look, the opportunity is here. Your skepticism is just holding you back, and building that authority frame where you're like, hey, dude, this is always going to be here. You can leave and run away. I could give less of a shit. I can give this to someone else. He instantly like, yeah, man, you know what? Like, and I literally rejected him. I'm like, you know what? It doesn't make sense. I don't want to help you. And he was like, wait. Like, maybe like, I could probably invest into that, whatever. And I was like, okay, but like, I just want to clarify. I don't want to waste 45 minutes of your time and my time just out of respect for it. And, you want to be a part of this, but the finances get in the way, right? I don't want that to happen. So be honest with me. Do you actually have 5 to 7K you would be able to put in if it made sense and you wanted to actually be a part of this and you felt confident in it, right? Whatever. And then he was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then we moved on with the call and I got him booked in. But that's kind of what it was, bro. Keeping that authority frame, learning how to say no, and also grabbing what you need and closing the door, right? So, anyways, this is kind of what my day was like, and tomorrow is probably going to be better.